My name is Sarah McPhee. I'm an American and a Swede. I've been in Sweden though for 40 years. I came here with a Swede. I met him in the UN where I worked in Mozambique. And then I changed Swedes, and with him I have 2 lovely adult children. And I am based in Stockholm, but I do keep a home in Colorado where I grew up. And I'm there as many months of the year as I can be. So I was educated in the United States. I have a BA from Wesleyan and a master's from Stanford, but when I immigrated to Sweden, it was impossible to really get a job, so I went back to the Stockholm School of Economics and got a degree in business. After that, I went into banking because in banking, in those days it was hard to work unless you could write basically like a great novel writer. And so I went into banking, which was more PowerPoint, and started working with both credit and trading. So over the years, I've worked in almost every facet, risk management, credit management, and then and I was chief credit for GE Capital in the Nordic region, and then ultimately I became a chief risk officer for one of the large banks, one of the AP funds, and then I was appointed chief investment officer for AMF, which today is one of our main owners. And from there, I became the CEO of a life and savings group owned by a Norwegian listed insurance company. And that was quite a ride because I started right in the middle of the financial crisis. But there I worked together with my team to develop sustainable index funds. And those funds live on, and we created one of the great mutual fund businesses outside the banking system, the largest, all because we had sustainable funds way back when. Since I retired, which I didn't really retire, but since I stopped going to work every morning, I have been on the board of Klarna, and I've been the chair of a think tank, an AP fund, but also nowadays I'm on 2 investment companies, one that is fully Swedish owned, but all the assets are in America, and the other one is the listed company Bure and its SPAC ACQ. And I'm looking really forward to joining Thule because it kind of harmonizes with my role as chair of Houdini Sportswear. In our view, the most sustainable global outdoor apparel company in the world. And this is going to be a great ride to meet our big brother, Thule. So as a future board member of Thule, I have to say I feel very humble. This is an incredibly profitable company that has been ongoing for tens of years, and they're always finding new ways to solve our outdoor wishes. But having said that, I'm hoping that I'll be able to contribute by having been part of the Klarna trip, because I've learned a lot about digitalization, speed, getting close to consumers, and so I'm hoping that will mean something. And then obviously, as you heard before, I've been an investor the last 20 years of my career, both in the institutional space and in the unlisted space. So I'm hoping that I can contribute something about the way particularly the institutional community thinks about companies. And then finally, with Houdini, even though it's a little tiny sister to Thule, it's the omnichannel issue. What do we do? How do we distribute our goods in the way that's best for our customers? And I think that's a really interesting puzzle. I don't know if I can contribute or if I will just be learning, but I'm sure a good dialogue means that both parties develop. So the whole conversation about Thule started with, whenever I'm in Colorado, I'm always driving up a mountain behind somebody who has a Thule ski box. And every time my heart beats for Sweden when I'm far away. And wherever you go and wherever I've been, there's always an old Thule horse trailer, no longer a product, a Thule ski box. And I was just skiing in the Alps, and every single car outside had a Thule ski box. So from that point of view, I have always felt that this is just an amazing product because it's so omnipresent. Myself, I actually am more on the wish list. I just bought my first backpack. I plan to get new saddlebags for my bike because I see that you have that. and maybe some new travel stuff. And then I need a bike rack for my car. And if I think I can put it together after watching the video yesterday, I'll get one. Well, I guess one answer is I live too active a life because I love to do so many things. But one of my simplest active things is to try to bike into work I live in a Stockholm suburb, so I get almost 10 kilometers in and out, at least the summer half of the year or the spring summer half of the year. I ride horses a few times a week. I hike as much as I can. Every year I hike with friends in England for 5 or 6 days. We also drink beer, but we hike a fair amount. And I love to be outdoors as much as possible and to keep moving. So I wish I could be a little less active sometimes, but age will take care of that.